Hi everyone, I'm Jordan Smith from Rapido Trains Inc. And as you might know, we're big fans of the 1970s here at Rapido. Just look at Jason's pants. So that being said, I have two newly tooled HO boxcars to show you today from the 1970s. First off, we have a personal favorite of mine, the PC&F B-100-40 series boxcars. And we also have the Evans X72 boxcars, which were built for the Penn Central. I'm going to give you a look at the B100 cars to start with, and then we'll go over to John Sheridan in a few minutes and he'll give you a rundown on the X72s. So why don't we start off with some prototype information on the PC&F B100-40s. Built exclusively for the Southern Pacific Railroad in 1976, these 50-foot 7-inch boxcars featured a 5195 cubic foot capacity, full hydrocushion underframes, the unique half-height waffle sides, 12-foot door opening, and car pack loaders. After the Southern Pacific was merged into the UP in 1996, a handful of these cars even made their way into UP paint with the UP shield while keeping the SP reporting marks. Also, in the mid-1990s, 19 cars from this series were rebuilt and renumbered for the Golden West service using the VCY reporting marks. These cars could still be seen in service well into the 2010s and may still be online today. Later on, a number of the cars were also purchased by the Columbus and Greenville. Still in operation using their as-delivered paint scheme, most of the branding was patched out with just the Columbus and Greenville reporting marks placed on one end of the car. After 20 or so years in service, a group of 50 cars were purchased by Amtrak for use in express service. These cars operated on many long-distance trains nationwide until most of them were withdrawn in the mid-2000s. So first off, I have the Southern Pacific as-delivered version of the B100-40 boxcar in front of me here. Starting on the roof, we have the Stanray X-panel design. Now, we weren't exactly happy with how this turned out, so we're actually going to be retooling this. So production models will have a revised roof design, and we'll be showing off photos of that as soon as we get new samples. Now, the most distinctive feature of these cars are the kind of 1/3 or half height waffle sides. You used to see a lot of full height waffle cars, but cars like this were pretty uncommon. We've got the 12-foot plug door. We've tooled all of the door rods as separate parts. We've got the door track as well, which is a separate part. It's actually part of the door rod, so it looks really cool. Genius design. The door handle's separate tack boards. The grab irons are all separately applied metal. We have the end ladders. We've got the railing, which is just kind of between the ladders. That's a separately applied metal piece. We've got a eroded metal see-through coupler platform, brake wheel, of course. As you can see, this car has KD number 158 couplers. We are putting genuine KD 158s, those are whisker couplers, in every one of our B100-40 boxcars. And then that being said, if you really want number 5 KD couplers, they are also compatible. They can just drop right in if you want to replace them. We've got the airline for the air brakes. So that's a rubber piece, flexible rubber piece, really cool. We flip the car over here. So these cars are a hydrocushion design. Got the hydrocushion brake cylinder. We've got separately applied metal brake rods. All of the different details. We've actually gone very in depth to try and make sure we got all these details right. We consulted a lot of our experts and friends to make sure that we got that as close as possible to being accurate. And of course, the 100-ton trucks with metal wheels, of course. Let me flip over to the Amtrak version. So Amtrak did a number of small modifications to these, but they're quite distinctive. Of course, we still have the KD 158 couplers, but some of the specific Amtrak details, they replaced the door handle with a wheel. That's, I guess, for easier use. One of the other very distinctive features that we've included is on the truck. Amtrak added struts on these trucks for use in higher speed service. So that is a part that will come on all the Amtrak cars. Amtrak actually found this to be, the cars tended to not be the best at higher speeds, so the trains they were assigned to were limited, I believe, to about, I can't remember the mile, I think it was like 95 miles an hour, because they were just not the best. They'd hunt a bit at high speeds. We've got all of the different underbody details. Now, one of the other Amtrak features was the cushion underframe. The hydrocushion was actually welded in place. They actually removed the hydrocushion cylinder, so we've decided to leave that off. I think we're going to put that in the poly bag if you really want it on there. Even though Amtrak removed it, we'll put it in the poly bag if you want to have that and just kind of drop it in place. But Amtrak did not use those in service. One final thing, and I don't believe it's on this car, but we are tooling it up, is Amtrak put little Eot brackets on the end of the car, because these were used on the end of all of the on the end of trains because they didn't have HEP pass-through cabling. But so the Eot would just fit on a little bracket that we're going to put right beside the brake wheel and the tack board. And we're also designing a little bit of an Eot device, non-working, but it'll look really cool. It's a little tiny little piece, and that will be included in all of the Amtrak cars. So that's a quick rundown of our SP and Amtrak B100 boxcars. I think this is about the time we can throw it over to John, and he can give us a look at his Evans X72. Take it away, John.
This is hard doing it by yourself. Okay, set up. Okay, let's try it again. Take 20. How's it going, eh? John Sheridan here from Rapido Trains. Did I just say, how's it going? Anyway, today we're here to show our new X72 boxcar. This is one of our latest in our series of boxcars that we've been introducing. And this is probably about the boxiest boxcar you'll ever have a boxcar of. It is rectangular, it's flat sides, flat ends, flat roof, with 10 reinforcing X panels for strength. There, I got it. The sides consisted of 12 external panels that were all welded together, and the 10-foot wide 6-panel superior door. Done. The ends consist of what they call a 4-4 dreadnought end, which means 4 large ribs with a space and 4 large ribs, with smaller reinforcing ribs for added strength. On the end here, we also have the brake wheel, the step platform, the coupler platform, and individual ladders and uncoupling lever. I think I got that this time. The underside of the car has the usual insane level of Rapido detail that we've all come to love and expect, including all the brake gear, brake lines, brake piping, and air lines that are included in your typical 1/1 scale boxcar. Also present in this car, which is very distinctive, is the Evans cushioned underframe, which kept the contents from being damaged during rough coupling. There is only one subclass of X72, the X72A. There is no external distinction between the X72 and the X72A. The changes were internal, which is that some cars are equipped with DF belt loaders for assisting in loading and unloading of special equipment, while other cars were equipped with dual air packs for shock control of goods and pallets. These specifically equipped cars are assigned service to specific industries for specific loading requirements. Okay, back in the history with photo overlays. Between 1972 and 1973, Penn Central began purchasing the first of the 50-foot X72/X72A boxcars from Evans Manufacturing Blue Island, Illinois plant. These cars would all find their way to Conrail in 1976 when Conrail was formed, still retaining their PC numbering series while getting CR reporting marks, and some being repainted, some not being repainted, some just simply stenciled and thrown back on the road. And then once the leases were up in Conrail, the Canadian National picked a lot of these cars up, used them in general service. Many of them stayed in CN service for many years, while other cars were leased by York Rail in York Rail reporting marks. And then finally, GE Leasing, Arapsco, painted some of these cars gray and leased them out until they were finally ran out of miles and they were done and retired. So the cars come in Penn Central green with a large Penn Central logo or small Penn Central logo, depending on which one you're ordering. Then we have the Conrail cars, which come with the large Conrail can opener logo or the small can opener logo painted in brown. The Canadian National Simplified scheme just has simple reporting data and reporting marks for Canadian National. The York Rail car is pretty much the same as Canadian Nationals, considering they came from them. It's the same brown color with York Rail instead of Canadian National. And the GE Leasing cars, Apasco, are painted gray with GE Leasing reporting marks. So the order deadline for these cars is March 15th. So you better get your orders in quick before the order desk closes. So that's it for the X72. Back to you, Jordan.
Thanks, John, for giving us a look at the X72. Now, we actually have 2 different order deadlines for these cars coming up very soon. The X72 boxcar order deadline is March the 15th, 2021, of course. And the B-100 order deadline will be coming up on April the 15th, so 1 month later from the X72. So make sure you get your orders in. We'll be going into production with both of these cars very quickly, probably late in the spring, especially because I need like 100 of these cars myself, and the X72. So make sure you get your orders in, see your dealer, or visit us at rapidotrains.com to place your pre-orders today. Thanks so much for joining me. See you later.
And for some reason my printer's printing for no reason known to man. Why are you printing, printer? Hang on a minute, let me go fix that because that's going to be in the background noise. Kill printer! Kill printer!